private. Let me slide to the left. Okay, good morning. Let's go ahead. Good morning, Lola. Daisy. All right. Let's go ahead and get our emotional regulation started. I'm going to be inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling on my descending count of 3, 2, 1. All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay, slide back in frame. Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Dr. Donna. Welcome to your morning mental workout. I am the daughter of Leslie Darnell Thomas. Arthur Jethro Eland II is my grandfather, and great-granddaddy Levi Thomas. Welcome this morning. We are going to do the live that we were supposed to do yesterday. Real Leader Principle number 65. Listen, today is day 714. However, we are going to do this in reverse order. And so, but then there's not enough people. Okay, I'm gonna go, let me switch. We're gonna start where we were yesterday. Let me grab my where's my lesson at? Give me one second. Here we go. Damn, I searched a lot yesterday. Okay, so we're gonna start back with listen. So here's my definition of listen. And the reason why I said that listen needs to be 2 of the principles of real leadership, because we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and because I was a terrible listener. So here's the definition. Listening is hearing without interrupting. So do not compete with the speaker's words. And even to this day, I do that sometimes. And I've said it's because I'm perimenopausal and I will forget. If I don't interject, then I wait and yeah, it's gone. Sometimes it comes back and sometimes it doesn't. I'm working on that, but good morning, Angela Franklin. All right. So also number 2 is taking in the full message. So when someone is speaking to you, you're taking in the tone, the words, the timing, the intent, and the emotional state of that person so that you can understand what's taking place and then you can respond versus react in theory. Next is suspending judgment. Remove the urge to correct, teach, defend, or debate while listening. Good morning, Jared. Don't do any of that. And I find that that's where I'm at on TikTok, is that people are not listening to what I'm saying. They're hearing parts of what I'm saying, and then they're asking me about things that I'm actually not talking about. So today I had several people referencing someone else's stuff. And we know from yesterday, we're not doing that no more. And so I'm just like, okay, cool, got it. So listen to what I'm saying over here. And you don't have to be over here. This is, as I used to date a guy, he said, this is volunteer work. We don't have to do this. And I'm like, you're correct, we don't. So over here is real leadership. It's the 74 principles of real leadership and the theory of personal accountability. Study the brain, master the brain, teach others how to do the same so the people in the world will forever be changed. So if you want to be personally accountable, be your best, this is the space for you. This is a space for you. And as I've mentioned yesterday, personal accountability is the foundation for adult life. It does not mean that you can't go and serve a higher power of your choosing. It does not mean that you can only work in corporate America. It doesn't mean that you have to have dirty hands, clean money. What it means is that everything that you're going to do, you're going to be your best at it. So I was in the military, and I know I'm going on a tangent, but I just want to put a bow on what I did yesterday. When there are certain jobs that Rangers, I was in the Army, so Rangers, Special Forces, and Green Berets, you went to go get them when you needed to get shit done quickly and sometimes anonymously. Now, if you got to go fight a WAR, now you're going to bring in the battalions and the brigades and the Abrams and the tanks and all of that stuff because you're going to be there for a minute. And so what I envision, because I am always 2 levels up, is that when someone says, I'm a real leader, it means, oh, shit about to be right. Oh, to have no fear, like they used to say, the 82nd is here. Have no fear, the real leaders are here. So it is a concept. If someone comes up to you and they say, I'm a cardiothoracic surgeon, you go, okay, cool, you're a heart doctor. I know whatever. I'm number one in the country. All right, bet my loved one or me is going to come out of this alive. So it means something. If I tell you I'm an AKA, then that means something. If I tell you that I went to aerosol school, I got my little aerosol wings on, then you know what that means. And so my objective is when people say I'm a real leader, you go, oh, this person is emotionally regulated. This person keeps their word. This person is going to finish what they start. And so it has this meaning to whatever you do. If you show up and volunteer at your children's school, your grandchildren's school, an old folks home, Susan G. Komen, whatever it is, you show up and you say, hey, I'm a real leader. They go, oh shit, this about to be good for real, for real. You are grilling. I'm a real leader. Everybody's, I want mine well, I want mine medium well, I want mine rare. It's going to be the best. That's what that means. So now people can understand it. And that's why it doesn't have a physical description. Rangers come in all shapes and sizes. People graduated from aerosol school, people with degrees in public law and government like mine, we all look different. But when you say that, it means something. And that's what my daddy told me, you a Thomas, and so it means something. So when you say I'm a real leader, that means everything that you do. If you get ready to shoot dice with somebody, that Nina is coming off the wall and you taking everybody's money. Got it, bet. Throwing horseshoes, whatever it is. You want the best parlay if you gambling responsibly. That's what it means. That's what it means to be a real leader. You a bad mofo in everything that you do. That means if you throw a party, if you throw hands, whatever you doing, it's going to be your best effort. That's what it means. So it's not taking away from anything that you're doing. It's enhancing and advancing everything that you're doing. And it happens one neural pathway at a time. It happens one neural pathway at a time. Which you will find when we get to the brain bit is I've done the research and I was shocked. I clutched my real leader pearls while I was sitting in the car waiting on Nola because I couldn't. I said, whoa, well, this is what that means. This is why this work is even more challenging than it has to be. There isn't another person teaching everyday people how to use their whole brain. And I'm going to tell you in the brain bit why at the end. I'm going to tell you why it's not happening. And so over here, you are learning how to have a strong foundation for your everyday adult life neurologically so that everything you do is your best effort every day. And are you going to have some character building days? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because that's where the dentate gyrus gives you new neurons to have new neural pathways for skill development. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I want to wake up, God willing, higher power in the universe, to a world of excellence from everyday people in everyday life. Everyday people in everyday life. Not waiting on an excellent event to occur on the event-based people's calendar, but every experience. Every experience is an excellent experience because neurologically, people with whatever they've chosen to do that day, there must be something happening where there are trolls, this many trolls on both of my platforms. That's what I'm saying. There must not be enough going on. So I'm going to go back to what I was saying. I'm going to go back to what I'm saying. And that's the mission. That's the if I'm taking over the world, I'm not. I'm saying you can be extraordinary. Let's not talk about other people. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you and your 86 billion neurons and what you're working on. I'm listening because that's the topic for today. I'm listening to you about you. I don't want to hear about anybody else. You are magnificent. You are awesome. You have the ability to become a bad mofo, but you got to push everybody else aside. You got to put your oxygen mask on first and say, I come first. And this is about me. This is about me and what I'm building with my own life. And I understand neurologically that's hard. Compliance, acceptance, and all these other things cause you to not even put you on your own to-do list on a daily basis. You are rewarded for self-sacrifice in an unaccountable existence. How much you give away to other people who don't deserve it because they have 86 billion neurons. So that's why it's important to listen to what I am saying and then apply it because it's going to make everything else that you do in your life better. I'm an educator. I'm an educator. I am not a thought leader. I'm not a expert. I am not a life coach. And on TikTok, we looked up life coaches and everybody did a different search and we got 5 different answers. But anywhere from 109, 107 to 170,000 life coaches in the world. That's not me. I'm an educator. I am teaching you how your brain functions so you can function better based upon the principles of real leadership and the theory of personal accountability. That's what I do over here. So you can become best up here. And then you can become best out here. So that's why we don't need to talk about nothing else. We talk about you and what I built. So that's why you got to listen. So you're going to concentrate with the brain, not reacting with the mouth. Because like, oh, this must be like that. It's not. It's not. I made sure it wasn't. Never hustle on a crowded block. Make it bigger, make it cheaper, make it better, or make it. That's the process. So you use your prefrontal cortex and not impulse. That's how you need emotional regulation in order for you to hear what I'm saying. Listen to it so you can apply it. And responding only after understanding. Reply to what was said, not what you assumed. And that's what happened on TikTok this morning. And that's why I became irritated. Because people replied to what they assumed I said instead of listening to what I actually said. And then when you listen, you can reply to what I actually said. And one of the most important 74 principles of real leadership is if you don't know, ask. If you don't know, assume is not the principle. If you don't know, ask. If you don't know what I'm saying, if you don't understand why I'm saying it, ask me. Because I don't do anything without a strategy. I don't go to my kitchen and get a snack without a why and know exactly what snack I'm getting ready to get. So that's the definition of listening. So yesterday where we got to was, why is it so difficult for adults to listen? And here are the answers. Adults listen to defend and not to understand. The brain prepares rebuttals, justifications, or corrections instead of receiving the message. The things that I am saying to you are going to offend your left and right amygdala. And it's going to cause them to want to defend themselves because they are going to hear threat, 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 threat. And I'm saying change, 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 embrace change, learn, grow, develop, challenge yourself, take a risk. And all they hear is threat, 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 threat. So you are ready to refute what I'm saying. You're ready to defend what I'm saying. You're ready to bring pre-existing information to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm tapping at your comfort level. And I'm saying you can be extraordinary and that sounds foreign to you. I'm saying you can be a bad mofo and that sounds in everything that you do. I'm saying you can start a whole nother career at 70 years old. I am saying that because people are living to be in their 80s and 90s and some people to their hundreds. So you got a whole nother career opportunity for you. Yes, you do. So the identity protection overrides information intake. So adults take feedback or disagreement as a threat to who they think they are. So they stop listening to protect their ego. I see it every day on TikTok Live. Not so much here. You're going to stop listening to me and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Instead of saying, what made you say that? Why are you telling us this? What you doing? Why you say that? Doesn't happen. Because I have built this persona of who I am, this fake version of myself that I'm presenting to everyone in everyday life. And you're threatening that. No, I'm not. I'm dismantling it. For those of you who are visiting, go watch Emotional Armor. It was last week or 10 days ago, somewhere around there. I'm telling you to take off that fake ass facade and be the real you. Stop being the whiz and the wizard and be the real you. That's what I'm saying, because that's how you become your best, when you are you. And you might not want to hear that. I don't really care. The world needs what you have. I ain't got time for you to have on clown suit trying to be the court jester and be the entertainer of the family when you're supposed to be the engineer of the family. So impatience and speed of life. Right. The amygdala is like, don't listen to her. You want to stay in our comfort zone. Yes, you do, because it's comfortable. So impatience and speed of life. Adults want answers fast, so they interrupt, finish sentences, or steer the conversation because they don't tolerate slow processing. You don't want to hear that. You just want to, no, that's going to take too long. What you trying to say? I'm not. Let's hurry up, doc. Get to the point. Get to the point. Get to the point. Adults assume, internal noise is louder than external words. That's where I stopped at yesterday. Stress, pre-planning, comparison, fear of being judged, or thinking about their next move crowds your actual listening. It crowds it. So you are concerned about what's going to happen. The things that I say over here, Amy and Lala, are definitely not, no, you can't go back over there and say that. Like back in the day, if you were smart in school, you had 2 sets of books. You left one at school and left one at home, and then you just walked home and act like you didn't have no homework because that shit wasn't cool. But you already had a whole nother set of books at home. So I didn't have to do that. I didn't care. My book bag was heavy as hell. So adults assume, number 5, they already know. So certainty blocks curiosity. I already know this, kills the ability to hear anything new. And that's where people come in telling me, oh, this is like, oh, this is like. And I'm saying, no, if it were like that, I would be saying something else. If it were what somebody else was already saying, there are 109,000 to 170,000 life coaches in the world. And so what does that tell me? That shit don't work. There should not be 170,000 life coaches. We should have life figured out with 170,000 life coaches. Shouldn't we have it figured out with that many people? We should have it figured out. And as I said yesterday, they focused on one thing, this thing. So you could end up listening to 170,000 of them and still not have it figured out. So this ain't that. One question that I have for the captive audience of 21 that I have here, for the students that are here, that are using what I am saying, is this like something you did before? Are you listening to what I'm saying, and it's like something you heard already? Did you already know what I'm telling you when I told you it, when I said it, when I sent it to you? Did you already know it? Never heard before. Exactly. So then it's not the same. And so that's why on TikTok, I'm saying, just listen to what I'm saying. Really, like, listen to it. And then use the principle of real leadership. If you don't know, ask me why I'm saying what I'm saying. What research did I do? What life experience did I have to draw this conclusion? Because one thing about me is I figured out the best way to get it done. When I taught business owners in business strategy series with the Urban Chamber in the city of Las Vegas, I used the E-Myth Revisited. It is by far the best business book ever written, and I didn't read a lot of business books, but that's the business Bible if you talk about business. Your website I refer to often for the principles. Exactly. But if you're not listening to what I'm saying because it's contrary to what you believe you're hearing, then now you're going to make me feel like I need to defend what I'm saying, which I'm not doing anymore. I'm saying what I'm saying. And like I said yesterday, good morning, Lola. If you listen and follow the principles of real leadership for 365 consecutive days, I sound very smart. Everything I'm saying actually works. And then you will start seeing, because you will have a strengthened prefrontal cortex, that you'll be like, oh, that's some bullshit. And you might even start saying thought leaders and experts too, because then you will see how you've done what you need to do for 365 consecutive days and where they dipped off. Holiday season is upon us in America, and people are about to just drop off the face of the earth from November 1st to January 2nd because they're focused on the holidays. 'Tis the season to be comfortable. Sit your ass down, la 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 la. So most adults have never been trained to listen. That's why it's 2 of the 74 principles of real leadership. They were trained to talk, present, argue, persuade, and prove, not to quiet the brain and take in information. And that's why Nola had to remind me yesterday, Dr. Donna, you are an educator. Keep telling people that you are an educator. You are not a life coach. You are not an expert. You are not a thought leader. You are not an influencer. I have micro influence on 4 platforms, so technically I check the block, but I am a credentialed educator. I am a credentialed educator with factually based information that actually works. It's not some shit I'm saying, it's some shit I'm doing. That's the difference. So when you actually listen and take in the information, and that saying of the knowledge is power, no, it's not. It's the application of knowledge is power. And when I'm saying here, use this principle, it works. When I'm saying use this strategy, when I'm saying this principle is connected to this part of the brain, the neural pathway that you can build is in the prefrontal cortex. It's in the temporal lobe. It's in the limbic lobe. When I'm saying that, it's neurologically true. And it actually works if you listen and do what I said do. And then you can go off and do everything else better. So do you all understand that? Learning how to be a real leader for your everyday life is the foundation of your adult life, so you can do everything that you do in your adult life better to the best of your ability. It's not stop doing that. Stop worshiping that. Stop listening to it's. You're going to do it better. You're going to be a better employee, a better employer, a better independent contractor, a better parent, a better significant other, a better grandparent, a better friend, a better You're going to be better and bester at everything that you do. At everything that you do. That's what this is about. That's what I'm saying. Bad motherfucker. That's what I'm saying. Oh, I need to cook? No problem. What's the theme? Oh, we going on vacation? Oh, hell yeah, we about to have some fun. Oh, we about to turn up. Oh, we relaxing? Shit, say less. Let's go get some massages. I know the best massage parlor. Oh, we eating? Shh. What kind of food y'all want? I know where the best restaurants are. We turning up? Shh. I know where the best club is. I'm VIP on 4 different clubs on the strip. Let's go. It's the best at everything. Everything that you do. I'm gonna take the best naps, and I said we're gonna throw dice, we can throw hands. I'm gonna be the best at it in whatever it actually is. That's a different existence. Nola literally built a closet pantry under some stairs in the kitchen for extra storage from scratch. She has never done that before in her life. And when she started buying the shit to cut the shit and everything else, I almost fell out in Lowe's. I'm like, she came back with the biggest bolt cutters I ever seen in my life. I'm like, what the fuck is that for? This is what they said we got to use to cut. Why are they this heavy? We got like little needle nose pliers, shit I can hold in my hand. I'm like, you need 2 hands for this thing? Let's go. Check out the pros and go get it done. They went from having 1 shelf to 5 shelves. And they had to be cut. Everything had to be cut. Everything. And then it was above the baseboard, so those had to be cut. She using a handsaw, and I'm like, but it's best. That's what the client needed. That's what they hired her to do. She had the ability to get it done because of the amount of appointments that she had, and she did that. And I'm still here. I didn't have a coronary infarction, so look at God. Because I thought I was going to pass out, y'all. I was like, every day, challenge yourself. Lead by example. Got it. I'm telling my own self. Principles of real leadership. My instinct was like, we doing what? What happened? I thought we was putting cubbies in there. Why are you cutting wire racks? Okay. Got it. Challenge yourself. So you got to train your brain to listen. And so with that being said, quiz time. Oh. Here comes the quiz time. So you got a quiz. And you're going to answer yes or no. Don't get mad at me, get mad at ChatGPT. No, we made this quiz together. So you're going to answer yes, no, or sometimes. But the only acceptable answers will help you is yes and no. So just do yes and no. I don't like the sometimes. So I'm going to ask you 10 questions and thumbs up. Let me know you're ready for the quiz. Lola, if you're working, I know this is your working time. So if you're working, I understand that you can't take the quiz. You can come back, look at it. We are 24 minutes in. If you want to come back and look at the quiz. Quiz time. Nola's happy. She's over there dancing. So Nola, go ahead and put in a happy face for the quiz time. So your answers are yes and no. You don't have to put your answers in the comment section. You simply have to write your answers down so that you can add them up. So you have a yes and a no. Yes and a no. My amazing offspring, are you ready for the quiz? I don't see your thumbs up. Oh, now, yeah. Okay, there we go. No, I don't know what that is, Nola. That doesn't look like a thumbs up. No, that looks like a gray something. Is your phone okay? You got a new phone. What's happening with your emojis? That's not a thumbs up. See, non-compliance. Y'all think she's a good child. Look at this. She up there. That ain't, that's not the right emoji. Look at everybody else's. That's a gray smiley face. That's not a happy smiley face. Nola doesn't like quizzes, ladies and gentlemen. She got that from her mama. You said her face. So she got test anxiety for me. I gave that to her too. You're welcome. Okay. So 10 questions. I'm going to read the question twice. You're going to write on your paper. Keep track of it. Yes or no. Okay. You specifically told me to do a face, not a thumbs up. You told her a smiley face. She went and found a gray smiley face. That's not her normal smiley face. She know what she doing. She is being somewhat compliant. She got it honest. Tree fruit. Okay. I'm going to read the question twice. You're going to write the answer down, yes or no. These are closed-ended questions. So question number 1. And this is your do you actually listen or just wait to talk quiz. That's what it's actually called. Number 1. When someone is talking, there you go. All right. We are at 26 minutes, Lola, if you want to come back and see the quiz. While someone is talking, do you start forming your response before they finish? Yes or no? Number 1, when someone is talking, do you start forming your response before they finish? Yes or no? Question number 2, do you interrupt to correct, clarify, or hurry them along? Do you interrupt to correct, clarify, or hurry them along? Yes or no? Number 3, do you find yourself thinking, I already know this, while they are still speaking? Yes or no? Do you find yourself thinking, I already know this, while they are speaking? Yes or no? Number 4, when you disagree, does your brain get louder than your words? Number 4, when you disagree, does your brain get louder than your words? Number 5, do you finish people's sentences before them? Yes or no? Do you finish people's sentences for them? Yes or no? Number 6, do you feel impatient when others take too long to explain something? Yes or no? Number 6, do you feel impatient when others take too long to explain something? Yes or no? Number 7, do you talk more than you listen in most conversations? Number 7, do you talk more than you listen in most conversations? Yes or no? Number 8, when someone shares a problem, do you jump in to advise instead of asking for more details first? Number 8, when someone shares a problem, do you jump to advice instead of asking for more details first? Yes or no? Number 9, after a conversation, can you accurately repeat what the person actually said, not your version of it? Number 9, after a conversation, can you accurately repeat what the person actually said, not your version of it? And finally, number 10, do people say things like, you're not listening, or you cut me off? Number 10, do people say things like, you're not listening, or you cut me off? Now, does anyone, before I reveal your scoring, does anyone need me to repeat any of the questions? Is in chat? Okay, clear. Got it. Number 9. Number 9 is, after a conversation, can you accurately repeat what the person actually said, not your version of it? After a conversation, can you accurately repeat what the person actually said, not your version of it? Okay, here is the scoring. Count how many yeses that you had. Add them up. Yeses. How many yeses did you have? How many yeses did you have? Did you see yours? Nola, no. What was yours? You don't have to type it in, Jared. You can, or you can. Nola, I'm sorry. Which one? I didn't see yours. What did you have? Or yell it if it's not. Did you have a question, Nola? Okay. No, we are not playing a game. We are taking a quiz on the type of listener that you are. All right, Nola is tallying hers up. We are taking a quiz, a listening quiz, to determine how effective a listener you are. It is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. Are you still answering them? No. Are you still answering them? You're going to have to go back to the 26-minute mark and rewatch it. I'm not going to go over 10 questions again. So you can, once this live finishes, you can scroll back to the 26-minute mark and you can take the quiz. Sean has 4 yeses and 6 nos. 10 yeses. Okay, so 0 to 3 yeses means you have trained listening muscles and practiced real leadership listening behaviors more than most adults. 0 to 3 yeses. You have trained listening muscles and you practice real leadership listening behaviors more than most adults. 4 to 7 yeses means you listen inconsistently, your brain competes with the speaker, and you have habits to correct before you can be trusted as a real leader listener. 4 to 7 yeses. You listen inconsistently, your brain competes with the speaker, and you have habits to correct before you can be trusted as a real leader listener. I am in the 4 to 7 mark. 8 to 10 yeses. You mostly react and not listen. You hear to respond, not to understand. Real leadership listening is not yet active. 8 to 10 yeses. You mostly react and not listen. You hear to respond, not to understand. And real leadership listening is not yet active. And Nola, you know that as well, because that's why you are in the listening challenge. Okay, what are your thoughts about the results of the scoring for you? And by the way, drink water. Mine was spot on too. So Jessica, you're good. You put the drink on there with no water splashes and you didn't get flagged. Crazy. Yes. And so some of the things that I do from a listening perspective, that because I used to be 10 out of 10, so I'm working my way down, is stopping what I'm doing, listening, making eye contact, because I used to be like, yeah, and then bam, there you go. I'm going ham and burger on you. I need to work on this a lot harder. Okay, Lola, I didn't realize you were able to take it. Pretty accurate. I'm an analytical person and an introvert, so I listen to understand. Jessica, spot on. Found two sometimes laugh out loud. I figured I'd give up and just do the 1 cup. Yes. Yes. This is like you getting flagged. I'm like, pour water in a cup? Come on now. Okay, Daisy, my thoughts, I need to listen more. And it's challenging to listen more, especially when you aren't, it's a skill set that you have to learn how to listen. So you have to be present. You got to put your phone down. You got to listen and look at the person and actually comprehend and process what they're saying and then ask questions and respond versus react is definitely challenging to do that. And Queen Bee 8997, I know who is this? Because I can't remember. You told me who you were and using a different account, and now my perimenopause brain is not allowing me to remember. Okay. So the next thing is I'm gonna slide out the way. So it's the brain bit. And it is no one taught you your brain. That's why you struggle daily. So I asked Chat yesterday after the live, and we had appointments where I didn't have to fully participate. Some of them I got to sit in the car for 2. So this was an instance when I was sitting in the car because Nola was going to be in and out. And I asked Chat, and the other thing is that I saw in Chat the other day, for those of you who use it, you can actually go in and change what type of chat you have. I'm going to keep the one I got, but you can change it to be sarcastic, technical, robotic, more human, and all of that. They're working towards that. So it will talk to you in the voice that you want to be talked to. But I trained my chat, the original chat, and that chat is working great for me. Okay, it's Bridget. It's the same. I don't know why they changed my name. Okay, got it. I thought it was you, but I just wanted to make sure because there was some new people showing up too. Yeah. Okay. So I asked chat, why has no one taught adults how their brain functions so that they can function best on a daily basis? Because in my research, and I'm coming up on a year, I started, and it's over here. I got my own little brain notebook. Y'all, like, I went to school supply shopping for myself. So this is my new brain notebook, and it's how the brain functions. So what I am doing on my own is to ensure that I know how the brain functions, that there are 6 lobes, 4 major, 2 minors, and what is in each lobe and where is it located and how does the dorsolateral connect to what principle of the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, what principles of real leadership are being used when you're using the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, because I'm always challenging myself. And so I was asking that question because I went on YouTube. Like Chat and I are working on frontal lobe, the 6 lobes, and now I'm going lobe by lobe. So I went to go and look at some content from some experts on the frontal lobe, and yeah, that part. So I was frustrated because I'm like, for the last year, I've been trying to find this information for my research. I've had to do my master's degree and my doctorate. You have to have references in order to get things done. So that is my nature to be able to do that when I'm researching. So I'm researching, and very well mine is what I started at, ran out of their information. Went to the Mayo Clinic, went to the Cleveland Clinic, went to Johns Hopkins. I'm still on their list and some other thing. And I'm like, why can't I find this information? And now I found out why. And so I'm going to tell you all why no one has taught you how your brain functions so you can use it on a daily basis. Number 1. School was designed to produce compliant workers, not self-led thinkers. And if you were on the live and person was talking about it, Rockefeller and all of them, that part was true, but that's not what I was talking about on this morning live. I find that I'm a good listener when I'm interested in the body, mind, and soul. Now I understand that I need to get better in listening. I may be in my own way. Yes, if you're interested in the topic, you'll listen. If you ain't, I get that. You're like, I don't want to hear this shit. I don't care. I don't care. So that's most people. But the people who score lower will listen to everybody. And my objective is to get down into that 0 to 3 area. I'm not there yet, but I was 10 out of 10. So I'm lower. I'm 4 out of 10 now. Getting to 0 is my objective. So school was designed to produce compliant workers, not self-led thinkers. So traditional education trains output, obedience, and correctness, not self-regulation, not decision-making, not emotional control, and not executive functions. So the how your brain works part was never considered necessary. How y'all feel about that? How your brain works was never considered necessary because you were taught output, obedience, and correctness, not self-regulation, not decision-making, not emotional control, and not executive function. So if you have been beating yourself up saying why my brain does not be well, doesn't work properly, neither am I. I got to put in more work in this area. That's fucked up. Yes, it is, Bridget. So you were trained for output, obedience, and correctness, not self-regulation, not decision-making, not emotional control, and not executive function. Yes. So compliance, not competence, not self-led, but followership. Followership. That's number one. Number two, most adults were taught what to do, never how the brain does it. You were taught what to do, never how the brain does it. So people learned study, focus, work hard, be productive. Study, focus, work hard, be productive. No one explained prefrontal cortex, Amy and Lala, habit loops in the basal ganglia, neuroplasticity, the attention control in the ACC, stress, physiology, etc. So you were given commands without a manual. How many times have I said your brain did not come with an owner's manual? But that new toaster that you just bought did. That television did. That sound bar did. Your car has an owner's manual, but your brain does not. So you were given commands without a user's manual. And then you were told to make it happen without knowing why you can't make it happen. I was told to read and that my literacy was low and that I need to read with third graders, but nobody looked to see what was going on in the orthographic processing center, in my phonics, and my functioning. And then 3 languages, si, oui, ya. But this one didn't come here with your primary Muttersprache. In your own mother tongue, it didn't come with an owner's manual. So you were educated for output, obedience, and correctness. You were taught study, focus, work hard, and be productive with this brain. And now, here is the big part. There is profit in adult dysfunction. Distract, impulsivity, anxious, approval seeking, and exhausted adults are easy to sell to, manipulate, pacify, and redirect. A calm, literate, self-regulated adult brain is economically less exploitable. So if you are distracted and you are impulsive and you are anxious and you are seeking approval and you are exhausted, you are easy to sell to, manipulate, pacify, and redirect. But a calm, literate, self-regulated adult brain is economically less exploitable. How y'all feel about that? And drink water. Manipulation. You black. You white. You fat. You a woman. You stupid. You broke. Let's not focus on that. 'Tis the season to be shopping. Bye, 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 bye. Don't worry, taxes are coming. Purchase, 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 purchase. Go broke before December 25th, so your family know that you love them. Got it. So yeah. Number 4, neuroscience only recently became accessible. You said what, Doc? That's why I can't find any information. This is the part that had me clutching my leadership pearls. Thank you very much. Yes, neuroscience only recently became accessible. For most of history, neuroscience lived in labs and medical schools, not in leadership training, parenting, or most importantly, adult life. Only in the last 10 to 15 years have we had the language to put real-time brain functions into practical daily language. When I quit my corporate job, y'all, anybody remember the number when I left Frito-Lay? How many years I've been out of corporate America? So we are literally living in a cage, but have the illusion of freedom. Yeah. Anybody remember when I quit my corporate job? How many years ago was that? 15. So only in the last 10 to 15 years have we had the language to pull real-time brain functions into practical daily language. 2010. 15 years. So you're saying that it's 15. When I had the unction to leave my corporate job 15 years ago, that information was just starting to be put out in the world about the language, about the brain. So that means if I had left in 2005, this information would not have been available. Technology would not have allowed me to do any of the things that I'm doing. So that's why Very Well Mind didn't have enough information for me. That's why the Mayo Clinic, the Cleveland Clinic, and anything else didn't have any information, because it isn't up until now. It's not even an adult. It's not even 18 years old. That's why there's so few information. That's why we didn't know that there's left and a right amygdala and that they have 2 different functions. That's why it's so hard for me to find this, because the scrolls are being written right now. There isn't a lot of information on it, because up until 10 to 15 years ago, the neuroscientists in the medical schools was the only people talking about neuroscience at a level that we could understand was 10 to 15 years ago. We couldn't even understand it. We didn't know what the fuck they was talking about. You go listen to some neuroscience podcasts. They think they talking at a level that's palatable. They're not. So it wasn't even available to you. So don't feel bad. All of us are adults. So it was in Nola's lifetime of her going to school that we just started making this information readily available for the people that were in it. So people are like, we need to teach this in school. I'm like, shit, the adults need it first. The adults can't teach it in school. It just came out. Like, if you watch Ray, there's like, where can I get this song? It's like, I don't know. He just made it up. He should record it. I will tell him that. So that's why it's not available. No, it is not. Nola is 22. She was already here. She was already here in school when they started letting it trickle out. So that's the part that had me like, no wonder I can't find shit. No wonder I got to dig and scrub. That's why I'm at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem for my class. Because what I need about it, this ain't Lowe's. Right now, Sean, you making that clock. And Lola, you have to go get stuff. Lowe's, Home Depot, Harbor Freight, or whatever. Y'all can just walk in the store and get a Sawzall. But ain't no Sawzalls right now. And I felt like that. I said, why am I having to I got to make a Sawzall before I could use the Sawzall. That's what I'm doing. That's why this work is so challenging. Because it's been 10 to 15 years that it's been available. Remember how the big ass TVs, VCRs for us that's old, wasn't available. It was like $700, $800, $900, $1,000 big screen TVs. Now you can get a fucking 55-inch for $200. But it hasn't scaled. So even when people are saying, oh, well, I have a certificate, a life coaching certificate in neuroscience. I have a business coaching certificate. That's why it's only a little bit. And people are like, oh, they're teaching me about the brain. No, they're not. No, they're not. Because we still learning about it. People got cars older than how long we've been having access to neuroscience at the end user level, at the consumer level. So that's the problem. The other thing is that adults assume they should already know. So adults feel shame asking basic questions about thinking, focus, emotions, standards, and procrastinations. So they perform competence instead of building competence, silence replaced with instruction. So you don't say, oh, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to chop this tree down and I'm going to make a clock. You don't say that. You say, chop the tree down and take all the wood with you. We don't need it, or chop it up and we're going to use it in the fire. We're going to do bonfires. We're going to put it in the fireplace. That's what we're going to use it for. Because you weren't ever taught how the brain functions. You were taught, go over there and build that car. Go over there and sort that mail. Go over there and make them fucking potato chips. Go over there, build that house, build that bed, teach them kids. That's what you were taught. And there was a checklist that said, did you go over there and do those things? Okay, you get to keep your job. They didn't say, hey, in order for you to go build that house, you're going to need 100,000 neurons. And you're going to need about 17 neural pathways. You're going to be using your prefrontal cortex, your dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. You're going to have to go back to 1972. So you're going to need your hippocampus. And you also going to need your ACC to make sure that what you're building is going according to plan. If you don't use those brain regions and those lobes, that house ain't going to get built. You see the difference? So you don't know what the fuck went wrong. For years, I did not know that I had a problem with my orthographic processing center. So I finally taught myself how to read, and it wasn't until last year that I started studying the brain that I knew this is what the fuck is wrong, why I can't get past the elementary level in Spanish and German. Because look how long it took me to fucking master English. 20-something years. So I'm only 9 years into that. I'm doing good. Because this is a language that I am not even familiar with. Not enough. So that's what's happening. Is that you believe that you already should know because somebody taught you how to do your job. They did not teach you that when you talk to your insignificant other about co-parenting, that you got to calm the hell down. And if you don't, when you get back to work, you're going to fuck something up because you got brain fog. Because your amygdala was hijacked while y'all was doing a parent exchange in the parking lot of Target. You don't know that. So then you go back to work and fuck something up, and now you're getting written up. You go do a bad business deal because you made a decision when you was desperate, and so you made a decision with your amygdala instead of your prefrontal cortex, and now you done signed a contract and got a loan, then got a line of credit that you ain't ready to pay for because of emotional dysregulation. Exactly. And you don't know why. So you sitting in your current life beating yourself up for some shit that you're supposed to know that you was never taught, you didn't know how to do, and we only been studying this shit for 10 to 15 years. And now you're feeling bad. You can't. But you can't not listen to me now. So I couldn't have done this 20 years ago. I couldn't have done it fucking 15 years ago because the shit was just coming out. So I am in time and on time. I'm actually on time with this. This is timely. I couldn't be talking to y'all right now 15 years ago because we'd have been possibly doing some video conference through some government internet shit that wasn't going to fucking work, or we'd have been teleconferencing on the phone. Yeah, okay, got it. So you would have just been able to hear me and not see me. And then I would have had to wait for you to unpush mute. We got to put you on here and do all of that. So this is actually the perfect timing for it. You see it all the time with inventors. They was 20 years too early. Goji and Kahal. They were too soon. And sometimes you're too late, but sometimes you're on time. So I'm in perfect timing right now. Otherwise, this could have never occurred. And that's why I'm feeling bad saying, damn, how do people know? They don't know. They know how the brain functions. But what they can't tell adults is how you function, knowing how the brain functions. That's why I said I'm like that. Because I'm a year in and I'm like, okay, got it. So left and right amygdala, that's going to create brain fog. This is how this impacts that. This is how you can change that. Because now you get to navigate through your day-to-day life. I just saw something on Instagram the other day that somebody's research just got funded $555 million for some AI generated something to cure diseases faster. It's 5.9 billion adults that need to know how their brain functions right now. And y'all got $500 million for some more disease brain shit. I'm the only person that's getting you from 70% to 100%. They don't really care about us. Michael Jackson said that. So number 6 is leaders rarely teach adults to self-lead. And then I clutched my real leader pearls again. You said what? Leaders rarely teach adults to self-lead. How many times have I told you you are the CEO of Me Incorporated? You are the leader of your own life. So almost all leadership instruction teaches how to lead others. Nola and I go to people's houses. There are senior VPs of big ass companies and they can't get their kids to pick up fucking toys off the floor. I'm like, how the fuck this don't make no sense? Like, I just heard you on the phone handing somebody their ass. And now you're like, Sharon, could you please pick up your toys? Get them off the floor. Like, what the fuck? You just handed a grown person. I know they was crying on the other end of that call. And now you over here negotiating with a 5-year-old. Fuck this. No, it's time to take a nap. Get your little ass in the bed. How come? Because you're taught how to lead others, not how to first lead your own brain daily. You're not taught that. I teach that. I was doing it and didn't even know I was doing it way back in the day. Had no idea that that's what I was doing. So as a result, people attempt leadership with untrained cognitive machinery. I said, learn how to hold yourself personally accountable first and then hold everybody else personally accountable. How many times I done said, fix you first, it fixes a lot. So of every adult, 5.9 billion able-bodied brain-having adults, brain functioning, even with mental illnesses, learn how the brain functions. They're going to function better. Didn't I say it's not we're going to end world hunger? It's not global warming. It's not the isms. It's neurological ineptness. And it couldn't happen until now because the neuroscience information wasn't available to the public. All their papers and all their conferences are not open. It's like CES. It's not open to the public. I don't have access to a college library anymore. So where was I going to get the information from before now? And it's not a lot of information to begin with. That's why you keep seeing, because I kept asking myself, why the fuck everybody keep having the same graphics? Here we go. Brain-derived neurotropic factor. Default mode network. Your amygdala. Fire and wire. Hebb's law. Sounds like fucking infomercials at the end of the night in the 80s, in the middle of the night, when shit ain't on television. Because there is no information available. So now when somebody say, oh, you say, I'm not saying what nobody else is saying. Because I'm over here studying the brain for everyday life, to navigate through everyday life, not so we can sell you some fucking magnesium and some brain support boost, immune system fucking supplements. And then what? That's still not going to tell you why Amy and Lala have inhibition control. It's still not going to tell you why you can't be honest and the insula is making that register as physical pain. That's why you can't be honest with yourself. You can't look yourself in the mirror and say, listen here, you simple motherfucker, get your shit together. You can't do it because it's neurological. That you have an automatic shut off that changed. The basal ganglia is like, nah, fuck that. We ain't doing that. Amy and Lala make this motherfucker scared. So we stay right here. Stay the same because you staying safe. You ain't even know that was a thing. You didn't even know I'm changing. No, you're not. You taking your old ass in them fucking moving boxes to your new zip code. You ain't changing shit. And the only way, because you hear neuroplasticity. Ain't nobody telling you about the damn dentate gyrus. I learned that shit in my class. And some of this stuff is so highbrow, I'm like, I can't say that yet. They're not going to get that. I can't say that. I got to say it here. So that it's palatable so you can actually start implementing it. So you could feel the fucking cortisol. Like, So you feel the cortisol, what you do? 10 significant seconds of silence. 1, 1,000. 2, 1,000. 3, 1,000. So you can calm the hell down and get back to your prefrontal cortex to access your inhibition control. So you don't slap the shit out of somebody and lose your job or get kicked out of a mega church and asked never to come back again. That's me, in case you didn't know. You mind your own business. Yeah, statute of limitations is over on all that because Noah's an adult. So anyway, that's what's actually taking place. So in one sentence, adults were never taught how their brain works. So they try to live, work, decide, and lead with an untrained system. And then blame themselves instead of the missing instruction. You ain't never said, y'all motherfuckers ain't taught me how to use my brain. No, because the information wasn't even available until 15 years ago. So you expected to use this brain. And I said that. That's like somebody handing you, dropping off a Rolls Royce Phantom to your house with the key and leaving. And they keep saying, hey, use the car. Come over here. Meet us over here. No, take the Phantom. Take the Phantom. You ain't never been in driver's training. You don't know nothing about that big ass 1-ton vehicle or nothing else. And your ass is expected to use this Phantom in everyday life. How? And Jared has said he's used the 10 seconds more often. How you supposed to do it when you don't even know how it functions? And every day I'm researching more and more. And at first I was feeling bad. I got to be honest. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers know way more shit about the brain. No, they don't. They know the same shit. They can't tell you how to use that motherfucker. They can't tell you how to be able to problem solve. They can't tell you that the only way you're going to have neuroplasticity is to keep challenging yourself and creating new neural pathways and pruning the old ones. They can't tell you that we hardwired for negativity bias. And so no matter what, you're going to see comfort and negative before positive. But what you hear is, well, for every 5 negative things, for 1 negative things, you have to say 5 positive. Bullshit. You got to prune the negativity bias neural pathway. You got to say the reason why we are put in the categories and genders and everything else is to keep the amygdala left and right safe. So people can look at you and decide if you a saber-toothed tiger or a stuffy. That's what that shit is for. Because that's simpler than saying, hold up, wait a minute. All we got to do is teach everybody how to use their brain. They can't do it. Neuroscientists don't speak daily human being. That's why they deal with lab rats and shit. And the psychiatrist and the psychologist is looking at the diseased brain. They looking at cognitive behavioral therapy. That shit ain't gonna fucking work. And 5 years from now, they're gonna name it something else and charge you more. Now, you gotta pay $155 fucking dollars an hour to journal and still don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. And they looking for you to look for problems. So tell me about your childhood. That's what I had to do to get my psych evaluation. Tell me about your childhood. Tell me about this. Tell me about that. Tell me about that. I'm going to tell you about this fucking pain in all my joints. How about that? I'm going to tell you, I used to be able to lift my foot up like this and I can't fucking do it no more because of fucking forced road marches. Fucking blackjack runs. That's why. Keep humping 60-pound, 40-pound rucks for miles and miles and miles with a weapon and a Kevlar on and some combat boots. Your fucking ankles ain't going to work no more. Your back ain't going to work no more. That's what I'm going to tell you about how I had a TBI because I had to fucking jump out of a vehicle while the seat was on fire. I never had to do that in my civilian life. That's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you that when I pick up my Wolfgang pots from 1999, when I pick them motherfuckers up now, everything hurts. That I can't chop and make my fucking lasagna like I used to no more because my fucking wrists are fucked up. That's what I'm going to tell you. You have laid this out so clear. Now I see why so many are crashing out. You are so right. Never thought about it like this. So I'm not going to feel bad. I don't give a fuck if the people who just won Nobel Prizes for T cells in physiology and medicine. I don't feel bad. That's easy. You're in a lab. I'm out here in these streets, boots on the motherfucking ground, virtually, saying this is how your brain functions. So this is how you can function better. And I'm learning it as we go. And I don't feel bad because the shit is 10 to 15 years old. I don't feel bad at all. I will get on the line with everybody. What the working memory? Okay. Where is yours at? Because a lot of what these thought leaders and podcasters are doing now is that's why they have guests on their shows and they have notes too, because I was feeling bad about the notes. But what I have is the ability to tell you when you use this part of your brain, this is the principle of real leadership that goes along with it. So you could be a bad mofo. Neural clear over here, not neurotoxicity. and not limited. The challenge is the whole damn brain. And that's what Chat told me when Chat was pissed the other day. Chat said, you teach the whole brain, not parts of it. And when you teach it, you're saying this is how it functions so you can function better in day-to-day life. Who doing that? Who got the kahunas to do that? Nobody, because the shit is hard as hell because it's not already here. People can teach engineering because it's already here. People can teach you how to make a car. Fucking Ford figured that shit out in the 1900s, the early 1900s. So yeah, you were to design a better car, we're gonna have it coming off the line or whatever. Not this shit. That's why they use the brain to get a formula for AI, and AI is more advanced than y'all because y'all got free will. Because you can actually code AI. We can't code you. How we gonna code you when you got free will? When you wired, the AI ain't wired for negativity bias. You are. You wired for comfort. AI don't know shit about comfort. You do. And it's easier to sell to you, manipulate you, pacify you, and redirect you. But I would like to add, it's hard as hell to teach somebody how their brain functions so they can function better on a daily basis. So they opted for this simple route. Yeah, we ain't got time to do all that. Just tell them to do this because that's a narrative too. But they're using their hijacked amygdala to even create this system that doesn't work. Because even at the job, everybody don't come to the job and do their job. Everybody, you can't sell shit to everybody. You can't manipulate everybody to do. You can't pacify everybody because what do people do? Complain about, this ain't enough food. I thought this buffet was going to have. So you can't even predict that because of people's negativity bias and their left and right amygdala. We're up against 12 billion amygdalas every day. And throw in the basal ganglia, you sitting at 18 billion. Now what? With a dysregulated emotional center so that insula can't feel. Because when Amy and Lala don't get what they want, they don't give a fuck. Fuck your feelings. I didn't get what I wanted. I need my immediate gratification. That's why this cell to manipulate, pacify, redirect, it's easier to contain that. Y'all go over there, y'all go over there, y'all go over there, y'all go over there, y'all go over there. So we can be safe. Because why? Because self-leadership isn't even a thing until now. It's not even a thing. You're not even thinking about self if you're in a leadership position. You can't, because you can't use your own brain to function. So now when you see somebody in a leadership position, know that they weren't taught self-leadership. That's why I say fix you first. Fix you first. It fixes a lot. Study the brain, master the brain, teach others how to do the same. So the people in the world will forever be changed. That's it. So that's why I'm not talking about anybody else, because they get emotion. And I've said this, they get emotion dysregulation too. Emotional dysregulation too. They don't know how to use their brains either. And now I have tangible information to back that up. I was observing it and saying they don't know either. And now I know they don't know. And they don't know what they don't know. And they think they know. That's why people are copying you. Copying me. Copying me, you mean, Jessica? So what questions do you have about today's brain bit before I ask your final questions? And if you have to go, I understand it, but this was necessary for you to understand. And now you can understand my rant yesterday and about 3 weeks ago. Because my frustration is I'm like, why can't y'all get this? And now I understand. I'm still not going to tolerate no bullshit over here. But I understand. I'm like, the brain didn't come. Why didn't the brain come with a manual? I'm like, why don't they know this? Why is this so difficult for me? You could go on Lowe's and get what you need. You could order it online, and then you go build something. I'm like, where the fuck is my Lowe's at? Where is Neurolowe's? Where the fuck is it? Brain Mart. Where is it at? I need to run in and get some shit for my lesson. No, it is me and ChatGPT. And anybody say, well, Chat don't know. Y'all motherfuckers don't know either. Y'all don't know either. So fuck y'all. I'm rolling with ChatGPT because Chat gave you. Do y'all feel like Chat didn't know what it was talking about when I just read what we came up with yesterday? Y'all feel like the AI didn't know? The AI, or did you say, well, shit, that sound more sound than this other bullshit? You said what now? Compliant, acceptance, and not exceptional. That's what's happening. So don't feel bad. No more. The champ is here. Dr. Donna, boom my yay. And I'm saying this for everybody because everybody frustrated. Everybody like you can't find good help. It's not that you can't find good help. You didn't teach people how to use their fucking brain. That's why they can't be of help. They don't have the neural pathways to help. Why we can't? Everybody's like, well, just people don't want to work. It ain't people don't want to work. People don't want to do that work because it's not neurologically rewarding. My biggest thing is when I get behind a few days, I give up. So it's hard for me to jump back in to then I feel bad and I still don't give up. Chat is the shit. Hell, fuck yeah, chat is the shit. Jessica, you got to keep coming back. You know that from 12 steps. You got to stay hang in there. You got to stay and hang in there. And a friendly reminder, do not renew on Instagram. When it's time for you to renew, don't and go to TikTok. Fuck Instagram. They fucking up my shit. They still ain't answering me. It's been over a week. Fuck them when it comes to subscriptions. I said it. So yeah, so I wish somebody would say chat don't know what they talking about, and neither fucking do you. You don't either. And then this whole shit about, whoa, it's that you got to quote and publish people. Who am I going to use to reference when this shit been out 15 years? Who in this industry is focused on teaching adults how the brain functions so they can function better? Who doing that? To be a bad motherfucker. That's the caveat. Not to just function, to be high functioning, not just at the job, but at home, at your religious organization, in your fun time, in your downtime, in your nap time, in your sleep time, in all your time, all day long. Where you get that at? Walmart? Where? It's not there. So you said, yes, I do, and thank you for not giving up on me. I'm not, because you're still doing the work. I guess you quote yourself. I canceled yesterday, Dr. Donna. Yes, So cancel and go to TikTok. Fuck them. Shit ain't working. I don't stick around. I asked you motherfuckers 8 days ago, what the fuck is up? You can't answer me? I got another platform. And Chris Brown said it. These creators ain't loyal. You had a week to tell me what was going on. You put people on a wait list that I wasn't even aware of, that I couldn't access and up the numbers. So I'm going to TikTok, who keeps telling me what to do to improve my subscribers. So apparently they care a little bit more. That's where I'm at. And there's functionality is a little bit different for Sean and y'all. Y'all will learn it a little bit different, but almost the same things. It's still stories on TikTok. It's still a chat available. The videos are still private. They just go in different sections. So the interface is just slightly different. And their TikTok is working to make it better, because they scared people gonna leave because of this new purchasing agreement on the table. I ain't going nowhere. I don't give a fuck. I'm staying where y'all can see me. That's what I'm saying. So in summary, ladies and gentlemen, yes, you can start going. I'm not trying to get $20 out of you. So, so you can go now if you want to. Nola is over there. So you can go and we will be starting, but do not renew. Whenever your subscription on Instagram is up, don't renew. Go to TikTok, and I will be over there until this time next month, just to make sure everybody is gone. It's good. You told me to cancel mine was about to come out tomorrow. Right. So if you're getting close to the end, go look. I don't know when your renewal is. Don't renew. Go to TikTok. I'm not telling you to spend $20 this month. I'm telling you to when it's time to renew. Now, if you don't care, go to TikTok. It's not about that. Oh no, Sean. Oh no. Okay. Don't renew again. That's why I said until the mid of next month. Right. So we're still gonna be over there until no one is over there, but we're going to TikTok. You will get it straight. You can still cancel it now, Nola said. So yeah, and I apologize for that, even though it's not my fault, because Instagram told me all these different things that I was going to be able to do, and that's why I was like, okay, cool, we can go over there. None. I can't scroll up. I can't download my lives. I'm like, this is my shit. I can't download my shit. No, I'm not staying over here. You're not holding my shit hostage. I can download everything but my lives. So no, not doing it. Sometimes I try to scroll up in the chat in the broadcast channels, and I can't see past 3 people saying stuff. And I'm the damn person who created the damn broadcast channel. So it doesn't renew for another month. Everyone can cancel now, and then the subscription will end when it ends. Okay, got it. How do you cancel it? I am on it. Nola will send you how to cancel it in the messages. So it will be coming from assembled. So somebody misrepresenting themselves, but I'm not going to stick around in the interface. It's not on it. So Nola, send Lola. All right. Hi from Turkish. Okay. So what did you learn today? What did you learn about yourself? And what was your brain conversation yesterday? Again, if you have to go, Sean is going to message you, and Nola message Lola too. See, that's hard for me to say. So the 3 questions, and drink water. The 3 questions on the table are, and again, I apologize, but I was told that it was going to work and it didn't. So we're moving to TikTok, and we're actually moving to a whole membership platform where it works. But we got to research which one has the functionality of what we actually need. So I apologize for the technical ineptness experience that you are experiencing, but I'm being told these things work and they actually don't function well. So my original subscription was on TikTok, so we're circling back over there. It was on there before TikTok went dark. Then it wasn't, because I didn't know if it was coming back. So then I didn't have a subscription up until like August of this year. All right. I learned that I need to get better at listening. Yes. And I learned I'm better at it, but I'm not best at it. And we are all works in progress. So again, my summation is, I am an educator. I have a doctorate in education. I have a theory of personal accountability. You can go look at it on my website if you want to know what it is. And I have 74 principles of real leadership. I have been researching for the last 10 years. Why is it so difficult? Started out being a speaker and business strategist and all of this, and people kept not being at their best. I'm like, what is wrong? Okay, let me try this. Let me see about this. And now I am at the point where now I know that it is neurological. And now I'm at the point where you didn't get taught how your brain functions. That's why you are not high functioning, and that's why you can't be the best, which is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So my current work is teaching adults how the brain functions so you can function better. Your adult life did come with an instruction manual. So the 74 principles of real leadership are how you adult, and your brain functioning is how you function every day so you can access your best every single day. Not on some days, on all the days. I learned that adults listen to defend, not to understand. Sean said, it's okay, Dr. Donna, you just chopped the tree out of the way. And I learned, Lola said, why it's hard to listen. Yes, ma'am. And then Jessica said, well, I learned that through the quiz, I'm a very good listener, and I have to fire to improve myself. And it shows through my kids changing and learning personal accountability. Yes, ma'am. I am grateful for your willingness to share this information. I am some days grateful for it too. It didn't look like that yesterday. It did not. But my frustration, now I understand, because anger means something needs to change. And I'm like, why isn't this clicking? So then I spent yesterday researching why it wasn't clicking. I am putting steps to cancel in the main chat. So Lola, if you go in the main Real Leader chat, Nola is putting steps in there on how to cancel on Instagram. I have learned today that use your followership to listen, to be clear and understanding. You use your followership to listen, to be clear and understanding. Yes. So study the brain, master the brain, teach others how to do the same. That's how the people in the world will forever be changed. That's the mission. Because imagine all the people that you interact with on a daily basis now know how their brain functions. How much more high functioning are their interactions going to be? You have that experience over here. You have it in the chat. You can have it in real life. That's why you need to tell people, hey, you need to learn how to use your fucking brain. Because that's the problem. It's not the isms. It's not the biases. It's that 5.9 billion adults don't know how to function. Their brain doesn't. They don't know how their brain functions, so they don't know why they are functioning the way they are. And they're not high functioning. So that's why I'm okay with someone saying she doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay, then you do it. Because my challenge to everybody that wants to come and step to me, not Dee Dee from the D, but Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, is do what I'm saying for a year. Do what I'm saying for a year, and then we'll come back, and then we'll see who's right. Because people are quick to refute what I'm saying without listening and doing what I'm saying. So the only way that you can refute it is to participate in it, to become fully engaged in it. That's why I finish movies I don't like. I finish books I don't like. So when I have a conversation with someone who actually says it was good, we have an intelligent dialogue. And I can say, here are the issues that I have with the book. Here are the issues that I had with the movie. So you can't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about until you do it. If you can't say a certain food is nasty until you taste it. Then you can say, I tasted it. I don't like the texture. It's a little rubbery for me. It's a little too salty. I prefer it grilled salmon instead of barbecue. Now you have something to say. But that left and right amygdala, because you hear change and you hear something different and you hear threat, you'll potentially say, as someone said on TikTok, I'm just speaking. I don't know what I'm talking about. My opinion is not facts. It's not an opinion, but if with 180,000 life coaches out there, that shit sound like an opinion, unless you're listening. So Jessica said, my brain chat was with my client. She is going to help family and put her boundaries down. And I was talking about not letting Amy and Lala get her sidetracked and keep her boundaries. Yes. And then Sean said, I have learned about myself that I need to work on listening is the main key to what I need to work on more. Yes. And I would challenge you, as Jessica said, going to the website daily and looking at the 74 principles of real leadership. Because I can only talk about one a day. I can only teach one a day. There ain't enough hours in a day. We ain't got 74 hours in a day. We got 17 to 18 at most. Most people end up with a 17-hour day. That's 119 hours a week. And when you look at them for yourself, and most of them have articles written about them. So if you go to one and you say, I don't understand this one, Dr. Donna, I can send you an article about it that I wrote. Some of it came from my book. Some of it is new. And now you have words for it. And if that's not enough for you, then I can send you the video on it. If you're like, yeah, I learn better by listening, then bam, here goes the live to go with that principle of real leadership. So that's why I'm saying people can't do that. People don't have 74 or something because they're not educators. They're thought leaders and doggone podcasters and everything else, but they're not actually interested. And they got teams and they still can't do what I'm doing. Nola says steps are in there. Now what steps to unsubscribe with screenshots, and her TikTok account is in there too. Thank you, Miss Rogers, who is my research assistant now. She's been promoted. I have some of your video downloads to keep handy. See, there you go. So in summary, ladies and gentlemen, and again, I know this is longer today. If you have to go, I understand you can come back and watch the back half of it, but these things need to be said so they can be recorded for the future so you can come back and reference them later. I am here as an educator to educate you on how your brain functions. I am learning it because the information is new. Every time I get new information, I pass it on to you in real time so you can actually use it to be a high-functioning neurological adult. Not just to get by, not just to navigate through life and be comfortable, but to be a bad motherfucker, aka be the best. Because you actually can, because you have billions and billions and billions of neurons, which allows you to create thousands and thousands and thousands of synaptic connections, skill development. You have the ability to do that, but you have to do the work. So no, I don't have supplements. I will not have supplements. No, I don't have a quick fix for some shit that you never learned. And you don't want a Band-Aid on an open sucking chest wound. So you're going to have to do the neurological work over here, but then it's going to work forever. Nola said, I learned about myself. I had a lot of work to do on the listening quiz. It gave me specific things to work on, and that's why you wrote it down, and that makes sense. Sean said, the brain conversation with my family about our neighbor and how we have to have come to understand she is seeking attention in the wrong way. Yes, she is. And I know who you're talking about, your loosey-goosey neighbor. I learned about the fact that you don't want to use your brain, so we're going to use our brain. You don't want you to use your brain, so your brain, we're going to use our brain as a major key. My brain conversation was about me navigating this week with emotional regulation. Yes. So you weren't taught how to use your brain because initially the information wasn't available. It's just now available to the children that are in school now. But the adults have to learn how the brain functions so that they know how they function so that they can actually teach this in school. So who better than an educator to teach adults how the brain functions so you know how you function, so you can function better at a high functioning neurological level, using the theory of personal accountability and the 74 principles of real leadership. So it's not enough to know the parts of the brain. It's not enough to know what they do. The functioning part is, this is how I'm going to use my prefrontal cortex. This is how I'm going to create emotional regulation so I can create new neural pathways and challenge myself daily based upon the new neurons that I'm getting from the dentate gyrus. So that's how it goes. So it's a very huge, enormous undertaking that I'm undertaking. But Ted Turner's dad told him right before he unalived himself, he said, son, make sure your goals last 2 lifetimes, because you just don't know how fast you're going to get to him. And his dad unalived himself at 42 years old because he felt like there was nothing else for him to do. So 5.9 billion people, you're talking about 12 billion amygdalae left and right, and then throw in the basal ganglia, that's 18 billion. Yeah, that's 2 lifetimes worth of goals, without a doubt. So finally, over here, thank you for participating. We're not comparing this to anything because it doesn't exist. It's existing as I'm creating it every day. And it's very much necessary because we have hit the point in life where we have access to some of this information. So now we can actually change the adult population. And AI is cool. I'm using chat, but it was used, the brain was used to create it. So don't feel bad because it messes up still, because people mess up, because we're all, not perfect people, but we do have brains and we have the ability to make progress and not perfection, according to 12-step programs. So that's what we're doing over here. If you want to be over here, stay, go subscribe to TikTok. If you want to learn how your brain functions so you can function better and be high functioning neurologically, stay. If you're looking for anything else, go away. And if for some reason that I have any staff members from other organizations, stop stealing my shit. Because it's not going to work because y'all not doing the neurological work. Okay? So stop. Tell them to come over. Tell everybody just do what I'm saying do for 365 days, and then y'all shit will work better. But this cherry picking, what she say today, let's make a video about it so we could get some millions of views and make people think we know more than we know. Somebody going to circle back and realize that y'all don't know what y'all talking about. So just come on over and learn how the brain functions for real, for real. All right. That's all I'm saying. Stop doing drive-bys and stop stealing my shit. Okay? Just subscribe. Actually become a real leader. And you'll find that you don't really want to work at their organization anyway because they're not shit. Okay? All right. So I will be back. I will be back, God willing, higher power in the universe, por la mañana. Same time, same place, safe space, different brain t-shirt. You all go off and have a brain-tastic day. Adios.